Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. The grass is always greener on the other side. A lot of people think that way, always comparing whatever it is they have to others who have what appears to be more. But that's not the right way to see it. Today on rSpace, let's consider the alternative. The grass is greener where you water it. 8 years together, 6 years married. What to do? Hi everyone. Just recently joined this sub because unfortunately I got cheated on. Forgive me for any spelling errors, as Dutch is my first language, so I'm not native in English. I'm a male, 32, married to my wife, 27, for almost 6 years now. We've been together for 8 years and 3 months. We were living together for 7 years now. It was, in my opinion, always great. I really feel like we were the perfect couple. We both have a car, good jobs, stable finances, and we bought a house 5 years ago. In February of 2022, I unfortunately, very unexpectedly, lost my mother to a heart attack. What followed were very rough months for me, but also for my wife, who was also very close to my mother. And by rough, I mean really rough. In 6 months' time, we only went out like 2 times. We always stayed in, just relaxing on the couch and chilling, watching TV. I wasn't, due to circumstances, happy, but I expected we would get through this. D-Day, as I see everyone call it, was 5 weeks ago. My wife went out drinking with 3 male friends from work about 5 minutes away from our house. I was like, okay, cool, but I'm going to bed soon. Middle of the night, 0:30, she came home with 3 guys, I know all of them, and said she was going out into the city with them. I didn't like it, but couldn't stop her. Everything closes at 4, but even though it's a 15-minute ride, she came home at 5:30? That's when my suspicions began, even though before this night, I never mistrusted her. Today, 4 weeks ago, she left the entire Sunday. Said she was going to some carnival with her mom. I did not trust it, but what can you do? She even left without saying goodbye while I was taking a shower. Later that day, when she came home, she entered our house crying. My first response was, "Honey, come here, what happened? Did something happen? What's gotten you upset?" Her literal first words at the moment were, "I want a divorce." After that, we talked a bit about it, both very emotional. I straight up asked her if she cheated, but she said no. She told me she's been unhappy for a long period of time, and hence the divorce. She literally never told me something was wrong with our relationship, so this came as a complete shock to me. Anyway, after the talk, she left and she lives at her mom's house now. 4 days later, I saw her again because we had a dog for which I alone cannot take care of, and neither can she at her mom's house. So our dog stays at an aunt's house now. Anyway, because I saw her, I confronted her about cheating again, and this time she admitted it. She told me she cheated on me for the entire week since she went drinking until the week later when she left home. She said she thinks she's in love with him. I asked what's so great about him, and the only thing she says is, "Yeah, we have a good connection or spark." So that's it, I suppose. She also said she feels like she's going through some sort of midlife crisis. Doesn't know what to do with her life. Doesn't know what she wants. In my opinion, she's going crazy. She dyed, don't know if this is the correct word, sorry, her hair purple. And all out of nowhere, she signed up for lessons to drive a motorcycle. The first week, or maybe 2 weeks after, I tried reconciling, if that's the right word, but she wouldn't budge. Every serious message I send her gets straight up ignored. Casual messages I do get a reply on, but it's short responses with a certain, arrogance, I guess. I seriously do not recognize my wife anymore. Her personality seems to have changed in literally 1 week's time. She's treating me as if I never existed in her life and like I'm some piece of garbage. Is this some kind of defense mechanism to make it easier for her, pushing her problems towards the future? Or could it be she really changed and feels this way now? How on earth is this possible? I mean, I know falling in love is an awesome feeling, but what happens with her in a few months when the honeymoon phase with this guy is over and she really wakes up from it all? I've been experiencing a lot of mixed feelings. Really a lot. I resent her for the fact she cheated on me and I'm really, really disappointed. But I also realize and know that the fundament or basis of our marriage was always great. From D-Day to today, we are 5 weeks further. She has still not officially filed for divorce, and neither have I. I'm not sure, but I'm fairly certain she is still seeing the guy she cheated on me with. To be honest, at this moment, I'm torn between wanting to save our marriage or just ending it. At this moment, I honestly do not care if we get back together or if we divorce. So I honestly don't know what to do. If I file for divorce now, I might regret this in the future for being too fast, I suppose. But I also cannot keep living in this sort of limbo in which I am officially still married, but she already left. Our first response comes from Sin0289. You really should start the filing yesterday. Make sure you separate your finances and start talking with a lawyer. If you're wanting to save this, which I hope you don't, this will most likely be your wake-up call. Right now, she thinks she can walk all over you while you just sit there waiting. Really shows her lack of respect. Also, to be honest, this is making me wonder if there is an underlying mental issue and if she may be manic, but still no excuse. Find your backbone, OP, and stop letting her do this to you. Honestly, I think filing for divorce on your part is probably the best idea right now. Just sitting around and not doing anything and waiting for the situation to get better, when neither party is really doing anything to fix it, is a waste of your time. You need to do what's right by you and make the first move. Take your power back. The only thing you'll regret is not doing it sooner. Update. Okay, so yesterday I made some calls. In the Netherlands, we have something called a mediator. They handle all aspects of divorce. So this mediator does the lawyer's work, financial, emotional talk, etc. It's like an all-in-one kind of person that helps two people with arranging the divorce. Today we had the talk with this mediator. Unfortunately, my soon-to-be ex, her car broke down, so I had to pick her up. And yes, I really had to. For this all to work and get the divorce through this mediator, it is crucial that both me and my soon-to-be ex are at the meetings with him. Anyway, talk went pretty good, and the way I expected. We both expressed our feelings in wanting to get divorced, but the infidelity was never mentioned. This mediator is neutral and does not pick a side, so I did not think it was worth mentioning. Also in the Netherlands, we have no laws against cheating. She still has the same rights that she would have if she did not cheat. So after the mediator left, we were still sitting together at the table, barely talking. Only distraction we have is from our cats running around. So after a few minutes, I asked her, "Do you have anything left to say?" To which her response was no. So I said, "Okay then, I think you can go now because I don't want you here." "Okay, can you take me home?" I said, "No. How you're getting home is your own problem. I'm not in the mood to drive 30 minutes taking you home." After this, she looked a bit emotional. I think she expected me to drive her home, as normally in the past I did everything for her. So after that, she called her mom, who's picking her up in about an hour from now. She's out of the house now. She said, "I'm going to take a walk for about an hour until mom gets here to pick me up." While she left, she still looked hurt and visibly emotional. But while I'm staying strong, I still notice a lot of strange behavior on her part, and I think she is still in the affair fog. Despite everything, I still love her for who she was, but for now, I am staying strong and I'm treating her as if she means nothing to me. Edit. Actually, as of right now, she doesn't mean anything to me. She simply is not the woman anymore that I loved and was loyal to. Anyway, for now, that was the update. I'll keep you posted in the future. Thank you once again, everyone, for the massive response and help on my previous post. Mysterious Maximum 488 chimes in. I had to laugh at her reaction. What did she expect? Why didn't she call her affair partner? The OP replies, I have absolutely no idea. I asked, can't the affair partner come pick you up in the neighborhood? Not my house. Because he works 5 minutes away from here. But she said no, he is not working today. That's all I know. I think she totally expected you to drive her home, OP, and it was like a last test on her part to see if she could still manipulate and control you. Good on you for standing your ground. It seemed like the whole going for a walk for an hour was another test to see if maybe you would be like, oh, you can wait here. Joke's on her. Update. Hey everyone. You all have been an amazing help in my situation. I must admit I'm feeling very tired mentally, but apart from that, I'm doing better than I would have expected after only 6 weeks. I have a question about my soon-to-be ex-wife, her current behavior. For the question, you don't need the whole story, but feel free to read my previous posts. For those unaware of my situation, long story short, my wife cheated. She left me and we were getting divorced. This was 6 weeks ago. She claims to be very much in love with her affair partner, and he is in love with her. I strongly believe she is in the affair fog. Okay, now my actual question. Is it normal that my wife, soon-to-be ex, treats everyone around her like trash? Well, except for her affair partner and her own parents, I suppose. She is obviously treating me bad. She's treating me with zero respect, and as if I was the worst husband ever. She claims she's been unhappy for several years, which I believe is complete BS. Anyway, to be honest, I don't care about what she's doing to me anymore. It's her life she's destroying, not mine. But it's also affecting other people. My father sent her the sweetest message he had ever sent in his entire life, and she didn't even reply with a thank you. Just nothing. After my mom passed last February, my wife would regularly take my dad to an amusement park that's close by. They both have subscriptions for it, so they could go quite often. My dad really loved her a lot, and I'm watching him age by the hour now, which really hurts me. And my soon-to-be ex-wife doesn't even send a thank you. Nothing at all. She left him on unread. She was also, and said she wanted to remain, very good friends with my younger sister, but they haven't been in touch for several weeks. Also, my wife was supposed to spend a day today with her best friend who is a mutual friend of ours, but now she's ignoring her. Her best friend sent several messages to her yesterday, if today was still on, but the wife sent no reply, didn't even read her messages. She also didn't pick up the phone. So today they were supposed to meet. Same story. She doesn't pick up the phone. Her best friend forever sent one more message asking if she was still coming. No reply. She didn't even read the messages, while her WhatsApp status shows she's been online after she sent them. Needless to say, her BFF has been crying all day. She took the day off to spend with my wife to go shopping and have fun, and now this? Is this in any way normal behavior for someone in the affair fog, or could this be something else? I don't care what my wife is doing, I'm done with her, but this is just so incredibly sad for her BFF. She's been crying on her couch all freaking day because my wife treats her like this? While I'm typing all this, another question comes to mind, but I think I already know the answer. My soon-to-be ex-wife is going around telling people we split up because we grew apart and she hasn't been happy for several years. I suppose this actually is normal for a cheater, to tell everyone excuses and not being honest about what happened and how they fell in love with someone else. Oh, I almost forgot something that I believe is really important. Her BFF, our mutual friend, actually lived with us for about 6 months, from about November of 2021 until April of 2022. She just got out of a really bad relationship and had nowhere to stay. We have a spare room, so we took her in. Anyway, my wife and BFF literally talking about everything, including our relationship and sex life. Everything. I speak to her BFF every day, and she has been super sweet and totally honest with me. I asked her if any of what my wife said could be true about not being happy with me for a longer period of time. BFF says it's all lies. Never has my wife ever spoken about it or said a single word to her about being unhappy with me. And keep in mind, they told each other everything, but not a single word about being unhappy. So either my soon-to-be ex-wife is just blatantly lying now, I don't know why, maybe to justify her cheating on me and abandoning our marriage. Or perhaps she kept her unhappy feelings a secret for literally everyone except herself. I honestly don't know, but from my experience, I never noticed her unhappy with me, and BFF also agrees with this. Many thanks again to everyone. The support is amazing, and I would not have been where I am now if I wasn't for your support. Low Professional 9363 chimes in, OP, your wayward wife isn't in a fog of sorts. She is currently lying to herself so she doesn't have to face the gravity of what she's done. She cannot be with anyone who could call her out on her deceit. She's refusing to face it, to answer for it. Because, if she did, she'd soon realize how horrid her choices are. She'd have to reconcile her faulty memory story with reality. Cheaters lie, but the one person they lie to the most is themselves. They have to justify the indefensible. Regular Bat 4449 says, she needs to justify her actions to herself, so she makes you and her friends the bad guy to make herself feel better. She's probably miserable and can't face it. I think it is fairly normal, OP. It seems like people ignore certain aspects of their life because it means that if they had to face them, it would mean facing what they did and taking responsibility for their actions. Since she's incapable of doing that, she finds it easier to ignore anybody and anything that had any relation to you and her life with you at all. Turns out, she's just a terrible person who can't face up to the fact that she's a terrible person and has done terrible things. I'm so sorry she's treating you and your loved ones this way. It's easier for her to lie and drag you into the mud because she needs a scapegoat. Additionally, people get caught in a fantasy world. Oftentimes, people suffer one minor inconvenience and then get it stuck in their heads that they need to jump ship and the grass is greener on the other side. When really, it's not greener. The grass is greener where you water it. What do you think? Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'd hate for you to miss it. See you soon.